Howdy, y'all. Welcome to part 8. Man, I'm so lost on what part or episode I'm on here. Pretty sure it's part 8. Welcome back. Last time we finished pretty much the biopower tower. We got all the farms in, we got all the pipe running, and we got it storing. Since that one, there's been some more work that I've done. You can see there's a little bit more infrastructure over here. Let's just talk about one. Everything now actually comes in here. Even our bones and our ink sacs are now piped up in here. Let's start with power production for the tower. It's running off of its own power. It's producing its own power now. I moved the two different wood types over here, and then I've got them going down into their own furnace, or two furnaces for each one. Um, it's pretty much keeping up. The four furnaces um, are actually kind of tearing through it pretty quick, which is nice. It means I'm not wasting, and we're building up a pretty good surplus. Those, of course, all come into the are pulled out by from this deep storage unit into these item ducts, and they're fed into these six engines on this side, and they wrap around, and it feeds coal into these six engines. So you can see they're all uh, some of them are using power. It doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason on which ones it uses. Right now, it looks like it's these middle two ones that are kind of using the power. Of course, there's a power conduit in the middle, and then I just tapped into the water duct that we're feeding the sprinkler systems. They're all covered by covers here. I haven't gotten around to putting a hollow cover over this one yet. And to be honest, I'll probably run this up in the ceiling also and hide that with covers, give myself just a little bit more room. So that right now is our power. It powers all these furnaces. And then over here, you can see these are empty, but mainly because they're just pulled out immediately. Um, I could probably just do a normal chest there or something, but I'm just going to leave them just in case I ever need to just start holding some melons and watermelons, like, and I need to shut that off for whatever reason. But the melons and the pumpkins are pulled out of there, and then with the cyclic assemblers, they're changed into their seed form, and then they're pulled over and stored in the deep storage unit. So we have watermelon and pumpkin seeds. Our bones and ink sacs are, they're of course produced in the mine area. They're pulled up here via tesseract. This tesseract is just right up next to this deep storage unit and pumps directly into it, the ink sacs. And then, of course, over here, I have another item duct that's set to just pull out bone meal, and it goes over to this one. So we have our bone meal and everything here. So right now, all the stuff that we need to produce is on this platform. Everything is here. Now, I did go and pull the bioreactors up, and I've already preloaded them. So you can see we're getting, these things are both 100% efficient. And I only had four of them downstairs in the mine, so I went ahead and pulled them up. I think I'll be running 21 altogether when I'm done, so I'm going to have to make a bunch more of this. And that big tank that we had down there, this is the biofuel from that, and I put them into drums. As you can see, each one holds, doesn't show you when it shows in your inventory. You can see it's holding 192 buckets out of 256. So each one of these holds 256 buckets. So we have like 1,000 buckets roughly right there. Um, Not sure how many of these I'll run. I haven't figured out how I want to do that yet. I've just right now have all these transfer nodes hooked up to the items that I want to pull out. Of course, I don't have one hooked up to bone meal because I will maybe be using that to pump upstairs. We're doing really good on all this stuff. See, we've got a lot of saplings. We do have a lot of wood, even with, we've got a lot of wood, and it's even, running What are we running downstairs? I think we're only running 3 on the other tree farm, and it's producing all that. We're running 4 here on 2 different wood types, so or 2 per wood. So I'll be surprised if we actually don't end up with one of the two because they're not equal. I think right now I have birch running more than spruce. I think it will eventually deplete the deep storage unit of 1 uh, if it just keeps going the way it is right now, unless we add an extra power burden on the on our power right here. So right now I'm using the transfer nodes just to kind of give a little, really just to, the way these work is a little different, and you don't have any bounce back. It only pulls if there's some place for it to go, and I don't know. We're just going to leave it with the item ducts. Probably going to reroute this. I don't like this loop in here. I may go like underneath and then up to just get rid of that square. But right now it does fill up at 100%. You can see we've got 1 of each type minus the bone meal. Of course, I'd squeeze that in there too if I could, but I can't get that in there. I may hold off on using this bone meal until I see if there's one item in here that you can't keep up with, and then maybe we'll replace it with the bone meal. Because we're doing okay on bone meal, and that's just a passive collection from the cursed earth area down below, and that's only the that little small section. If I really needed to, I could increase that pretty easily, pretty quickly, make it a much bigger area. But right now, I'm happy with what it's doing. So that is kind of our start. Right now, I've just got them right here in the middle, probably because that's just where I dropped them when I moved everything up here to store it. Don't know if I'll scoot it over. We'll see what we're going to do. Trying to decide how I'm going to do these barrels, but of course you have to pump into the top and then pull out from the bottom. So that's going to kind of dictate on how we set those up, and whether or not we're going to use liquid transfer nodes or just fluid ducts, which I'll probably use the liquid ducts or fluid ducts. What the heck are they called now? What are these things called now? Can't remember. I know they changed it. Fluid duct. Okay. Yeah, it used to be liquid duct. Okay, so now the one thing with the liquid ducts is I'll be able to see kind of what liquid's in the pipes. So, and it does transfer fluid quicker than the liquid transfer node. So I'll probably use the fluid ducts just for the ability to see what's going on, because of course you can't see inside of these barrels. All you get is this little thing that says 3/4 full of biofuel or full of biofuel. You can't really tell exactly how much is in it unless you break it and pick it up. But the neat thing is, of course, you can just break it and then go pick it up and take a look at it and see exactly what's in there, and it doesn't lose the fluid inside. Now the tanks don't either, but it would require a lot more space. That big tank that was downstairs, all this, you're talking 1, 2, 5 blocks worth of space compared to however big that big old tank was downstairs. Like all this mob essence down here, I could fit into a much smaller area if I used the drums instead of these tanks. And I don't really like the tanks because there is absolutely no way to tell unless you break them and pick them up how much is in there, and they just don't hold as much in the area as these drums do. Like one of these drums would probably hold most of this stuff right here. Frivolous text message. It's always weird. I think I've said it 100 times. It's I rarely get text messages or emails and stuff like that until I hit the record button, and then all of a sudden everybody and their mother wants to talk to me and ask a question about work or something. It's like a curse. So that's the first part. Now what I want to do before I end this episode is actually get at least the biofuel pumping into these drums, and see what we're looking at as far as uh, material used to produce it. So I'm probably going to at least double the amount of drums I have right now. So I'll probably have a total of 10 drums, and I've just got to decide. One of the reasons I want to move this is I want the room to run piping and everything for the drums. So this will probably get moved up into the ceiling a little bit, and I want to get this arranged so at least it's all being able to, fill this up, fill these up with biofuel, and then get ready to pump them into engines or generators, these biofuel generators. So I will have to make quite a few more of these. So I got to check on the materials and see exactly what I need to make those. So guys, I will be back as soon as I get a little bit more work done. Be right back. Okay, and we are back at the Biopower Tower, and this is what I've done so far. I will say, because you're going to see here in just a second, I did update thermal expansion, or not, I'm sorry, extra utilities to 1.03a, which adds some new items. Been playing around with some of them, but let's first just talk about, kind of covered all this and how this works. This is going over. I've now got 4 bioreactors running, which is kind of cool because even with the 4, since it's at max efficiency, it is not, this is more than able to keep up with what's going on. The only thing I'm running kind of low on is spruce saplings because with 2 furnaces going through 2 different types of logs each, it's pretty much keeping up with the wood production. So we're getting quite a bit of wood over here. I imagine that that will empty out pretty quick. We are keeping up also with saplings, and everything so far seems to be keeping up. Seeds, you know, we're way up actually on seeds, and yep, yeah, we're all good to go. There doesn't seem to be anything we're lacking on. So I've got 4 of these running, and there are 20 of these biogenerators. 20 of these. Should be outputting about 300 MJ. These do 16 MJ or 160 RF each. So it seems like a lot. One of these basically is 2 of these steam dynamos, or any of the dynamos. It's 2 of those. So these are creating the biofuel. It's coming over here and it's filling these drums. Each one of these is 256 buckets of biofuel each. You can see that right now with the 4 bioreactors, all of them are full. Okay, with this thing running, and it is draining all the power right now, as far as I can tell. I mean, it's. I think this should be lower because I think it should be pulling more power than it is. But if anybody knows more about this, because I mean, each of these is working, but it's not draining like all the power, and I think it should be because they are hooked up to this is hooked up to 2 pre-chargers and this is hooked up to pre-chargers. So I would think that this should be draining all the power out to fill those up. So not sure. We'll take a look at that in just a second. So these generate the biofuel, comes down, goes up over here to fill the drums up, and then of course it's all pulled out here. And then we go down and fill up each of these 20 bio generators. Now, back here, this is one of the new items I was playing around with. You can see right now it's doing 187 RF, which is not that great. It will go up much higher, but it went through in about probably less than 30 minutes, over 5,000 charcoal. So, not sure. It does say inefficient use of fuel, but yeah, that's way inefficient. I mean, I would have to have a crazy amount of fuel to really keep up with that. So anyways, the power comes over. The top half goes into this precharger and that precharger, and the bottom 10 go into that precharger and that precharger over there. If you haven't ever seen the laser drill before, this one is from Mine Factory Reloaded. I've got it loaded up with brown focuses right now, which means it tries to focus on iron. You can see that it takes a little while. Each time that goes and works, you get one ore from that. Okay, so it's taken a lot of power to do that. It's not really fast. It's maybe one ore a minute or so. And you can see kind of it takes a lot of power. That's why I don't understand why it's not draining these all the way out. I think that these should be maxed more, if you know what I'm saying. It just seems like it's not pulling the full amount because none of these are really, loaded. Seems like I should be getting more out of there than I am, but I don't know. I don't know. A lot of times these power mods, I don't get why it's because it seems like this should be drained all the way out because it's not. It shouldn't be able to have power in reserve. You know what I mean? At least that's the way like the dynamos work. If you go take a look at these things. Which is there any of them running? Which one's running today? Okay, something's got to be running. There we go. See how it doesn't stay full because it's draining. Usually you'll have like one that is fully drained out because it's taking all the power. Well, I guess it's spreading that load out. There you go. See what I mean? It's pulling all the power out of this, so it's not able to. The bulk of the power is coming out of this one right here. That's what I would expect from the biogenerators, but that's not what I'm seeing. So I'm not 100% sure. It's showing like it's getting the right amount of power, but again, I'm not 100% sure. It is working. I don't know if it'd be much faster, honestly. In the Unleashed pack, I had Ultimate Solars, which is 512, hooked up to each of the. Did I have only 4? I might have had 8 Ultimate Solars hooked up to it, and it really didn't go that much faster. It just seems like there is kind of a time limit on this. No matter what, it moves kind of slow. But this is what we've gotten so far. Like I said, I am kind of targeting. I'm getting so many diamonds. With a looting pickaxe, I'm going to get a ton of lapis and diamond, which I don't need too much of. And since I've already made the focuses, I really don't even need the emeralds anymore. I went down and used the villagers. I used one with a wheat trade, and I've got tons of wheat up here. 55,000. So I loaded up a gold chest with wheat and went down and did trades until I had a bunch of emeralds and made the focuses. I still have a bunch of emeralds left. I thought they're going to be ones for like lead and silver, but they're not. They're just for vanilla ores, pretty much. You can't put ones in for like the lead, silver, tin, copper. They're only iron, gold, coal, redstone, lapis, that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm seeing a significant difference with what I was getting for iron before and what I'm getting for it after I added those focuses in there. So I don't know. Oh, I did find something else out. I was saying earlier, the stencils, I can't get them, like right now I'm trying to click, I can't get them on. If I do it on an already painted stone, then it will go on there. I was under the impression that it would work on an unpainted stone. And then if you shift and then right click, of course, you can rotate your stencil. But yeah, now that I know that, I don't know if maybe I can change this to, pre-paint it gray, and then, because what I would like to do is just have a, just like a line, black line, yellow line, black line, yellow line, so it's not a big block, but it doesn't really matter. It's just kind of an aesthetic thing. So that is our bio tower. This is producing, just this little section right here is producing about 300 MJ, or what is it, 3000 RF. So I mean, this could really supply any power needs, just basic power needs you have for um, pretty much anything that I've got running right now. Now, some of the new items that I'm going to be messing around with in the next episode is going to be with this pack came an Ender Quarry. Um, it's a new item. Ender, no, it helps if you spell it right. Quarry. Ender, okay, not going to show up. Ender Thermic, Ender Quarry. Okay, so you got the Ender Quarry here. It is going to take a little bit of work to put it together because you need two endothermic pumps. Now these do, of course, chunk load themselves. Diamond pickaxe, no big deal. Ender core, these are going to be a little bit of work. I got to make the magical wood. Um, but these are kind of neat. If you have not seen the Ender Quarry on I'm trying to think, Direwolf 20 did it on their server play. You can see it on the FTB Reddit. Um, but what it does, it's a little different, is it does the same kind of thing as the endothermic pump. It digs, instead of it digging out like each layer and going down, it digs out one column. Like if it was placed here, it would dig this column all the way down to bedrock, and then it would go dig this column all the way down to bedrock, then dig this column, et cetera, et cetera. And but then it would fill in as it removed a block. It would update that block with dirt, which I guess or saves on system resources. So like on servers, it's not as a heavy load as a quarry would be. Um, it doesn't have the ability to auto mark out its area like the Buildcraft quarry does. You do need to place fences around the area that you want. So like if I wanted to quarry out, just like a 3x3 area, I would have to put fences. Like the quarry would go where this stone brick is, and then you would put a fence there, 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 and there, and it would just pretty much quarry out like that block, if that makes any sense, I think. I don't know if it does under the fences or not. We'll try that when we build it and actually place it. One little change I didn't want to waste this area down here, so I kind of double thickened this block, and I added a sugarcane farm, which I had not had. That's just for paper production. Even though I do have plenty of wood that I can sawmill down and make into paper, it's just it's more time consuming than just taking um, sugarcane and turning it directly into to paper. So I went ahead and made a quick sugarcane farm, auto harvested, and down here I just needed some brown dye for the iron focuses for the laser drill, so I just slapped some in real quick right here. Um, yeah, a little bit of lag right there. I removed the second row here that was here, just because you couldn't get to it once I thickened this out. I had to double thicken it so I could put the water sources in. So I think it's moving along. I'll probably turn the laser drill off and then run the quarry next episode just to see how it does. I'm probably going to need to find an area out by my other mine. Trying to think where I may just find a brand new area and put that quarry. I do want to find a kind of a plain spot because it doesn't flatten the area for you. You do have to put the fences out there. You can, go up. It'll go up one. I mean, you can kind of step it, but it's. I think that'll be a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to try to find a nice flat area and then run it, see how long it takes, and how much stuff we get out of it. But we'll do that next episode. Trying to think if there was anything else new that it added. It did add the ability to, let me see, we'll go to mods, and then, which one is it? Did I say it was? This one, here we go. See if there's anything new that it adds. It looks like, well, it does add these little, uh, what do they call these? Pipe jackets. So the extra utility pipes, these little gray ones that we have, like right here, these little gray ones, you can put a pipe jacket around those to make them look like whatever's around them. Plus, you can build these multi-part brick fences or different types of fences. You can make them out of anything. You just have to make the multi-parts and then put them together into a fence. I think that's a lot of work, personally. I mean, you got to make the block of iron post and the iron pillars, and I don't know if I'll be using those. If it adds anything else new, of course, it adds all these different generators. Most of them are 80RF or 8MJ, whatever. You do have an intergenerator. This thing runs for, I want to say 20 minutes per pearl. So that could be a decent fuel source, especially if you do have an ender. I mean, you could just stand over there long enough to fill up a, diamond chest or whatever you're using, and have quite a bit. It's got the lava, heated redstone. This is just a regular kind of an 80RF generator. The nice thing about it is the recipe is very simple. It's just iron block, furnace, redstone, and this is going to produce as much as the dynamos. Plus, they look pretty cool. I mean, if you saw it actually looks kind of like a little portable generator. It does add some new piping, I think. Sorting pipe, filter pipe, rationing pipe is one that's new. I think the energy pipe is new. I don't really remember that being there. Crossover pipe, mod sorting pipe. Okay, well, some of those I'll have to go look at. Don't know what those are. Blackout curtains. So it did add a little bit. I'm probably missing some of the stuff. I know also that this octuple compressed cobblestone and the septuple compressed cobblestone is blast resistant from the wither. So if you get you build a little house or an area to fight him made out of this stuff, he can't destroy it. That's neat, I guess, but you've seen how I fight him, and I haven't had an issue with him yet, so I'm not too worried about that. Doesn't look like they added, I don't remember if that was there. Gravel road, that might be new. I don't remember that being there before. I'll have to take a look at that block. So there's some little stuff. I got tired of waiting for FTB to put out 1.03. It's at the light pack right now is 1.02, so it's missing a lot of this stuff. Dark glass I've used. I think you can actually even enchant. Let's try that real quick while we're still here. I think you can enchant now the etheric whatever swords, the stuff you make with non-stable ingots. I do want to try that real fast. I got one right here. Let's see if this will enchant. Let's put it in an auto enchanter. Take that out. Yep, it's enchanting. Okay, cool. So yeah, you can enchant those now. I will probably take that out there. I'll probably want to enchant that with books, just so I make sure I get something that I want. Nice thing with that is these don't break. These don't wear out. That's the really cool thing about these. Alright guys, well that's it for this episode. We have finished the bio tower. I haven't tried to see what the threshold is yet to what will start put me down to a negative on materials, but that's 20 generators, biogenerators, each producing 16 MJ or 160 RF, so it is producing a lot of power, and like I said, it's completely automatic. There's nothing we have to do to mess with it. We don't have to fill fuel or anything or replant. It's all automatic. I am getting a little lag from it. I don't know if it's the water pipes, the sprinklers, the item pipes. Some of these are not, or some of these are the see-through pipes, not all the opaque. So it is having to render all those items as they're coming down. So I may replace all those with opaque ones, and I'll probably pull up Opus and see what's causing the little lag right over there, and I'll have that done before the next episode. So Bio Tower, big long project, a couple of weeks to build it all, set it all up, and put it all together. But it is done. Any power needs we have right now could probably be met by this. I'm running, I want to say 16 dynamos down in here, and that has been more than enough to take care of everything that we've wanted to do. So we're producing all this power. We actually have wasted power over here because there's 12 more dynamos over here producing power from the wood produced on the top level. And so it's not really, one of those dynamos is powering those 4 furnaces that are there, and the other dynamos are powering each of the harvesters and the planters on each level. So we have, I mean, you see when we look at the dynamos, we have a lot that are just sitting there idle. They're not, we're just wasting fuel on burning that stuff. So I may just deactivate a few and see what we need to do to just not waste the extra fuel on those. So there we go. I hope you guys appreciate the time and effort that went into building this sucker. So if you ever have, I mean, this is an extreme case. You probably don't need, produce all this. I am pretty sure that I could run more than these 20 engines off of this. Like I said, I've got one bioreactor over here that is just, constantly full. It is draining pretty much the other 3. You can see they're just staying drained right now. I do have one more that I could hook up right here, and I do not think, just how slowly it, you can sit here and watch how slowly it uses these items. I mean, it takes a while for it to go down, and by the time it does, generally these are all restocked. It'll take a little bit. I don't want to sit there and stare at it though. Ever watch a boiling pot, I think is what it's called, or something like that. So 300 MJ right now. We could probably boost this a little bit if we really needed to. I may do it just to find out. I may add some more biogenerators on here just to see what it takes to wipe. I'm thinking maybe adding one more bioreactor, and then see how many more biogenerators we can put on here before we start going negative on either one, the fuel won't keep up, or 2, we actually start draining the fuel sources out of here faster than we can make them, if you know what I mean. So guys, I appreciate y'all coming by. I hope you like the build. Let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a dislike, leave something. And if you want to know when I do put up videos, the best way to do that is to subscribe. You can either subscribe to the YouTube channel or to the Google Plus page. It will show up on both. It gets shared onto the Google Plus. And a benefit of the Google Plus one is that occasionally during the week, when I don't have time to actually record video, I will typically take screenshots of what I'm doing and then post them up there so you guys can see kind of what's coming up. So I appreciate y'all coming by, and until next time, I will see y'all later.